Hello, welcome everybody to with me, Valerie Williams of Dimensional Talent Streams. We are back for another week. As always, I'm bringing the guests to hit it hard with you guys. So for those who are listening and watching, we have, yes, new guests in the house. Woo-hoo! We've got Kristen of ATL Radio 92.3 out of Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, I'm going to say that again. Kristen out of the ATL 92.3 radio in the house. She is another business owner. She's got a pop-up business. She's on radio hosting, and she's multifaceted. And you know how some of us got our 3 and 4 hustles going on. She is one of those ladies. So she and I met on a mutual platform of business owners, and we just kind of connected. And so we are going to hit it off today and just chat with her and see what's going on in the ATL and radio and entertainment business industry, how that relates to business and all that. So let's jump on into it. Kristen, welcome to.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Now, y'all, she looks young, she sounds young, but never judge a book by its cover. You want to open up that book and check out the contents. So don't just look at the cover. Open up the content inside. So that's what we're finna do right now. So Kristen, what is going on? I'm so glad you could be a part. I'm so excited for you to be here and for what we're going to do behind the scenes together. And so I'm gonna just let you get into it and just talk about Kristen, who you are, what you do, some of the platforms that you're on, and we'll kick it off with that.
Okay. Thank you, Valerie. My name is Kristen. I'm originally from New Orleans, Louisiana. I came down here to Georgia during the Katrina storm. And then I have my 2 girls, Khalees and Angel, that's 13 and 14. And then I just went within them being so young, excuse me, and I was just like, I wanted to make a different life for them. I'm like, there's not much going on, especially for young girls besides Girl Scout. And I just didn't want them to fall in the category of being another, statistic. And so I've got on my grind, my hustle with creating different businesses, platforms. One of my businesses that's really going well is Eyelash for Me Too. And then I have my Cascade pop-up shop, which is #1 out here for as a venue for business owners to be able to come and sell their products to a large audience of consumers out here, as well as I'm on Hits 92.3 ATL as a radio host, interviewing small business owners to help the ones that can't, let me say that correctly. I'm interviewing the ones that can't afford like a brick and mortar right now, and they need help trying to reach their business to a larger platform. So I'm interviewing those business owners, and as well as events out here, covering them through the media, Hits media coverage to help them get more traffic and audience.
Nice. I love it. One of the things that I loved, I mean, I've had the opportunity to get on radio. I was a part of history and had the opportunity to get onto radio. I also have some hustles. I won't say hustles, but I have my business, as you can see in my background. I'm a business and financial educator consultant. So I've got a couple of things, but I'm also working, and I'm in the healthcare industry. But my work I do at night in the healthcare industry, and then my day is my baby and my passion. Okay. But with that being said, I had the opportunity to do radio through a coworker who had her ministry and had her radio platform within the community. And at the time I was helping a ministry and involved with ministry. So I was using the radio to kind of help that ministry. And I didn't really look at it for myself. Mm-hmm. And so I missed the boat, you guys. I missed the boat on that for myself. I put the ministry ahead and said, listen, but with that being said, it helped develop the business and it helped develop me even more, hence becoming a full-time business consultant and a financial educator. So it still did work out, even though, I sacrificed myself, but here it is coming around again. And so that's how I got attracted to you, Kristen, is in that radio. Now I've got another podcast on
Okay.
ljdnpodcast.com that's every Tuesday, Saturday. And so I run all day in and out on Tuesdays and Saturdays, but wanting to get back into that radio. And so that has what attracted me to you. And then dialoguing and, some opportunities have come about that we're both going to do together. And so that is kind of a little bit of a journey about how we met and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I love the fact that you are in the community, you're there in the ATL, you are, because there's different ways and different looks for a business owner, like the pop-up.
Right.
Is one avenue and one stream. And my colleague with LJD and the owner of that, she's got her business, she's got IT, she's got her events that she does, and then got her pop-up that she just started. And so it's like, ooh. And so I was attracted to you also because of what you're doing in the community and giving back to the community and still staying in that wheelhouse of business, entrepreneurship, getting your hustle and your grind on and giving them a platform to level up and have their voice be heard and for them to also be seen. And I love that. I'm always about, okay, reach back into your community. So that was another thing that attracted me. So you mentioned, I'm going to repeat those businesses that you have. You've got your iLab, you've got your pop-up, you're the host of ATL Radio, and then you've got you just repeat those three, because I think there were 4 businesses that you had.
I have Eyelash Me Too. I have Cascade Pop-Up Shop. I have the radio show that I do on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm in school for business finance, but that's not technically a job. So right now that's 3, plus I still work a main job. So I guess that would be 4.
Okay, and I want people to hear that she's got 3 businesses. She's still educating herself, and she's got her main job that supports her and supports her business. And it's so important for everybody to know that some people they can do their full-time business, and some people there's a different avenue that they have to get to do their business full-time. And so I want y'all to hear that she's got all of her businesses, plus she's still keeping herself educated, and she's got her main job that supports her lifestyle and supports her business.
And still a mom.
And still a mom and doing all that. So you don't necessarily have to leave your corporate job, your main job, to do business. Wait until you are at that point where your business is creating the revenue that you want, and then you step out. Because a lot of mistakes we make, I've made the mistake. I stepped out of corporate, thought I was going to get into entrepreneurship, do it full time. And then it was like, ooh, I had to tuck my tail and go right back into the corporate world. And so I learned a valuable lesson through that. And so, I've got my night job where I'm a medical assistant that supports me and my businesses. And so I still do that. And I love healthcare, and I marry healthcare with the businesses to create financial freedom as well as education. So talk to us now.
Miss Valerie, I just got to move us just for a second.
No problem.
I'll some talk. Water spilled behind my computer, so I
no
just
problem. I'll talk while you're moving. So, we're live.
I don't want to be electrocuted on live.
I'll keep talking. We're live. So guys, I'm not trying to hide and have everything perfect. We are live. So you're going to see the bloops, the blunders and all, because we're live. And, I want you to know that we are real people, and we are just not trying to have the aesthetics and the cosmetics all together, but we're live. And thing is providing the content and the value. So you're going to see a little shift in with here. So talk to us now. How did you get into business? Because there really is a common theme. Entrepreneurship and business, one of my mentors says, is for everybody, but not everybody can do it. Talk to us about how did you get started in all of this? We know you
Um,
wanted
like I said, huh?
we know you wanted to create a better lifestyle for your girls, but there
Right.
was some mindset and something within you that gives you this drive. Talk to us about that.
Um, the drive was just like I said, not wanting to see my kids go through the same struggles that I went through. I didn't have anyone that laid down a platform for me to be able to, grow into a better woman. So that was my drive. With seeing them getting older, they didn't have a father around. It was like, okay, I have to do something different. So when I started, I was like, I see so many business owners. And I was like, well, I wonder if it's for me, because at first I thought it wasn't. I'm like, no, you got to have education. You got to have background for you to be a business owner, but you don't. So I was like, once I knew that my niche for me was lashes. I love wearing lashes. I don't have them on today because it's, dress down Sunday.
Yes.
But my thing was lashes. And then I'm like, okay, well, if lashes is gonna be my thing, then I have to create it and articulate it to fit me, because everybody in Georgia around the world sells lashes. But I'm like, it gotta be something that makes it different. So then I started hand making and designing my own line of lashes.
Wow.
And then, so it was like, once I saw people were like, I've never seen those before. Where did you get those from? And I'm like, okay, I think I'm on to something. So I went to Google, like I said, because I didn't have any influences around me, like, look, Kristin, this is what you have to do next. So I went to Google and I'm like, okay, Google said I need a business license. So I'm down at the business license department and I'm like, hey, I have a dream. How do I make this dream work? And then I got the business license for eyelash for me too. And then I started just promoting nonstop on social media. And then it started taking off and I kept the hustle going. So then I'm like, okay, besides social media, I had to think outside the box. Right. So I was going to like gas stations and I was waiting for women to come that had lashes on. And then now I'm selling lashes out of my trunk. And then me and my kids, we are on the sidewalk at hair stores and barber shops, and we setting up shops selling lashes in front of hair stores that have these items. Because I'm like, I don't care what they got. I got to keep going. I got to keep this hustle, this fire, got to keep, it's burning in me, and I can't let it die out. Right. And then when my kids joined my business, which was completely surprising, they was like, look, we want to get out there with you because it looks like fun. So they out there passing out flyers. So then it became a family thing, which helped make it grow. Wow. But it was the fire, of especially when it was like, there was times I wasn't making sales. And I'm like, okay, this is not for me. This not working. People not liking me out here like that. Right. And my kids, they were like, you got to keep going, mama. Like, you got to keep going. We got to get back out there. Like, let's pack up. Let's pack up the table. Like, do we go over there by the McDonald's? So we over there by the McDonald's, so it's the fire. You got to keep that fire lit. You have your fire lit for your business, then you will continue to have that hustling you and that dedication. I kind of see like food warmers as an example. Like when you go somewhere to an event or you have an event and you got that fire that be lit underneath all those food things, and it just keeps it going through the whole event. Food stay hot from one lit candle. Right. That gotta be your drive. That lit candle will keep everything else you want to do going. And that's what mine is that one lit candle from the beginning that has not burned out because I refuse to let it die out.
So how long have you been doing your eyelash business? How many years?
I've been doing my 3 years.
Wow. And it's now like a family business within 3 years.
It's been featured in 7 magazines. We've had like maybe a few celebrities buy from us. We trended 2 or 3 times on Facebook with hashtag #LashMeToo. So
Wow.
it's big, but that definitely was my motivation and what keeps my hustle going.
And so now, because I want to share with the audience a little bit, about the journey, because it's so important to see people's journey and how they are evolving in business and still keeping it moving and still growing. Because as entrepreneurs and business owners, we're always growing. We're
Right.
always the student. We're never, quote, have arrived. And if you come across a business owner that says, I've arrived, I don't need to grow. I've got everything I need. You need to run, because the industry is always changing. Technology is always changing. The living your life like a business, rules of engagement for business has changed.
Mhm.
It's always changing. Just think about being compliancy for, your particular state in which you have your business is always changing. So with that being said, talk to us now how that evolved into the Cascade pop-up shop, and what is the Cascade pop-up shop?
Okay, so Cascade pop-up shop. I was a vendor before I started hosting. And I didn't like the way I saw other vendors being treated at events, at the pop-up shop events. And just a little background as to what that is, because not everybody know the pop-up shop is like where you hold events in parking lots, spaces, and vendors, small businesses come out and we try to show the world our products. We pay a fee to come out. And when I first started doing that, when I saw Eyelash and Me Too growing, then I started getting into events with pop-up shops. And once I got out there, I didn't like what I was seeing. I felt like vendors, we wasn't being treated, respectfully. Like once you made your payment, you just forgot about. No one's really showing you, hey, once you fix your table properly, more people will buy. Nobody was helping. It was like, the host off in the corner doing somewhere, and we kind of just trying to bob off of each other. So I was like, I want to be different. I want to do one, and I want to do it differently.
Mhm.
Flip the script and see how it works out. So I did my first one, which was called it was called Eyelash for Me event. I think it was first just to help get my business out.
Yeah.
But other vendors came. It was like, okay, well, we want to come and set up too. It was just like an event for me, for people to come and see me. But then
Right.
other vendors, they were like, well, Kristen, we want to join you. So I was like, okay, well, come on. And so it was like the way I hosted it and I engaged with people, my personality. There was like, can you do another one? We'll come
That's
back.
awesome. I love
And I was like,
that.
but wait, this was supposed to be a one-time thing. It was like, no, we want to do another one. So I'm like, okay, and then it grew to G&E pop-up shop, which was for I think it was Grace and Elegance for all the vendors, but then we got shut down.
Okay.
And that was like completely devastating for me because I was reported on several times.
Okay.
And so I'm like, okay. Then guy was like, I felt him talking to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not too often like this happens. And I say that, and he was like, just get in the car.
Mm-hmm.
I got in my car and then I was driving and I found Cascade
Mm-hmm.
pop-up shop.
Okay.
I went in there. It was on Cascade Avenue. I went in there and I talked to the owner. And I was scared because I'm like, he gonna be looking at me like, can you use my parking lot for what?
Right. Yeah.
So I went in there and I just shot my shot and I just talked to him and I just told him my passion. I was like, oh, look, this is, it's about the people. We want to get ourselves out here. We want to big people too, big businesses too, but nobody's hearing us because we don't have brick and mortar, because we're not LLC. And he was like, you know what? Take over. Take the parking lot. He was like, Dad, whatever he said, I see something in you. Because if it was about the money, he was like, I would say no. And he was like, but it's something in you that I want you to take the parking lot. So I take up at least 85% of his parking lot. He have a small area for his parking. I take up the big section of his parking lot for my pop-up shop.
Oh,
And
God.
I changed the name to Cascade Pop-Up Shop. And now we have anywhere between 20 and 35 people that come to this pop-up shop because they heard how I have changed the game when it comes to being an event host. We've
Oh my
had
God.
people come from New York on mega buses. And this is like all on my Cascade pop-up shop page. People that came on mega buses from New York City, South Carolina, to come and vend in this parking lot.
You know, when you mentioned something else that is very key, and I kind of want to extract, because people, if you're listening and if you're watching, and this is why I do what I do, because I like to collaborate, and I'm a woman of faith, and I'm not scared to talk about the Lord. No, I'm not going to beat you over the head about it, but at the end of the day, we all believe in something. And so I'm telling you the foundation of what I believe in, which is Jesus Christ. And and you pulled something out and you mentioned the Lord, because you had been reported on so many times, and you heard get in your car, and you was obedient to do that. And look what blossomed out of that. And that is why it is so important that we, I've got a YouTube channel, Dimensional Talent Streams. Like, subscribe, comment, follow, because I just did a video on returning to the foundations of your business and evaluating what the foundation of your business is and the expertise that you believe that you have at this moment. Can you go back and look at that expertise and figure out how you can grow it even more, even though you feel though you have that expertise already? How can you grow it more and even create an income stream out of that? And so what you said about the Lord and just getting in the car, that's the core of who you are, is your belief system. And to be able to get insight like that, because at that moment was a make or break. You could have just been so discouraged and said, I'm going home, let's pack it up, I'm done, I'm tired, blah, blah, blah. But if it wasn't for that voice saying getting in your car, this other opportunity wouldn't have opened and blossomed into another business, helping other people, and so forth. And so
let me tell you something, Valerie.
I applaud you for that.
Thank you. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of people go through that as business owners. Like, I'm prospering. I was reported by another Black-owned business that was across the parking lot from us, and it was very unfortunately, it's like we can't network together, and it broke me, because I'm like, here I am, trying to. And I mean, I literally just lost my mind in my house. Like, my husband could tell you, I was breaking stuff. I was so passionate. It wasn't just a pop-up shop for me. It was my passion, everything of me. And when that moment happened, because the business license department came to my house. This was how serious they was about reporting me. They gave my address. So I was done. And I was like, okay. I said it's over with. I'll refund everybody, because they came and shut me down that Friday. The event was on a Saturday. That next day, Saturday. So I had to refund everybody back their money. And then the same day, this like, I'm broken, but it's like, go. And you have to have that faith, because I live in Marietta, Georgia. And that's like at least 35, 45 minutes from Atlanta. So I have to get on the interstate to get to this beauty store where we hold a pop-up shop.
Yeah.
And that was the first place I stopped at.
Yeah. I mean, I mean, I've got 5 mentors, and one of my mentors, he has his story. His name is Terry Wilson, and he has a story. And every time he tells his story and how things broke for him to do what he's doing now, it just brings me to tears. It literally just brings me to tears. And see, I think about, and when I do these collaborations, it reaffirms like the content I have out there. It just reaffirms, because it's like you want to get the word out, but you got to be real with the process, the journey, the creativity, what you're going to need, the tools, the strategy you can do and come through on the other side. But you got to show those opportunities in the midst of opposition, and how, okay, that opposition comes through, turn it around and say, okay, there's an opportunity in that. When I get that opposition, why did the opposition come to begin with? Because I was doing something. If I wasn't doing anything correct, that opposition wouldn't have came. So look at the opposition as my green light to say, you are on the right track, but just keep it moving.
Right. You can't give up. because we turned into a small parking lot that maybe like 25 cars could fit in, turned into a parking lot where it's so many people. And now we have Kevin. We're one of the few pop. Not everybody's getting on board, but I was like one of the first few that would let kids come and sell products there.
Oh, interesting. Interesting. We got to talk after this. Yeah, we got to talk because I'm just seeing a lot of things and hearing some things. Okay, okay. This is what happens when when I do these interviews and collaborate. It's like I start seeing and hearing, and it's like, ooh, okay, hold on. That is awesome. So you are also bringing in the kids as well.
Right.
Which is dynamic. So the younger generation our future preneurs are coming on board. I love that.
Mhm.
That. Talk to us a little bit more about how did that evolve into you hosting, Hits 92.3 in ATL, the radio, being a radio host.
Okay,
Is it
so what
all,
happened?
I want people to see, I'm trying to make her show everybody your journey, right? And with
Mhm.
the businesses that have developed, I'm trying to show everybody and link that they all how they are grown, because you had your eyelash. The eyelash then grew into a pop-up business. Then the pop-up,
Mhm.
now you had this desire to help people and to get the word out and let them be heard. And now that is happening because now you are a radio host. So you see the progression and how there's this.
One thing led to further. Eyelash with me too led to me doing pop-up shops, which led me to hosting my own pop-up shop. And now that pop-up shop has led me to hosting radio shows. So
Absolutely.
it's like pretty much what happened was just that I was like, again, talking to the Lord. And I told the radio owner this when she interviewed me. I was like, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, what happened was that doing my pop-up shop, I'm like, I walk around nonstop.
Mhm.
And I think my legs are probably skinnier than my whole body because I'm always walking around the event. And I'm like, it's so many business owners that made their own clothes, children selling lip gloss, people bringing paintings they make in their garage that nobody knows about. They hidden talent. And I was just like, I wish I had a platform to help these people out, like to make them reach,
Right.
and no one in Atlanta, with it being a city of so many celebrities, is really interested in small business owners. Because
Right.
we overrun by celebrities, big businesses, all this other stuff.
Right.
And I was on Instagram one night and I was just scrolling. And then the hits page came up.
Mhm.
And I'm like, okay. But it was a sandy thing about hiring. So I just kept scrolling because I don't follow. Like I told her the same thing. I didn't follow on this. I didn't even know. I listen to the radio. I listen to YouTube. I have my own like. I have I have a YouTube playlist. Okay, I'm listening to
Right.
TLC, old stuff like that. Maybe a little bit of Cardi, but I didn't know about the radio station. So I scrolled through it again. The next night, it popped up on my timeline again, but this time she was hiring. So I wrote her a letter. I wrote her an email, is what I did. And I wrote her an email about who I am, my goal, how I want to help small business owners reach a larger platform through brand awareness. I think it was maybe 2 pages long. I'm like, she ain't gonna read all that. But she replied a week later and she was like, I want to meet you. I want to meet you directly. Come to my studio. I took the day off. I went to her studio and I just looked her in the eyes and I told her exactly what I was feeling. Like I just told you, it's so many business owners and nobody's interested because they feel like the world don't care about small business owners. So she was like, we care. I want to give you a platform to do that. I want you to be a radio show host on my platform. And I want you to be able to do what you said you're going to do, interview those business owners, and let's help them spread brand awareness.
Mhm.
So then Kristen Build the Brand was born on his 92.3 Atlanta, where I interview business owners every Wednesday and Thursday. And we just had 2 kid vendors come on, and we got some more that's supposed to be lined up. But Adults come every Wednesday and Thursday with their products. And I mean, if you watch the video, the joy on their face,
Yes.
the happiness,
Yeah.
lets me know that I did the right thing and lets me know that I did right by following that voice. Because I've never done radio before. I've never interned. I've never done none of that. But I wanted her to know, like, I just want somebody to just give these people
a chance. Right, right.
Yeah.
And that's that, and that was another thing that attracted me, because you said you know, and that's how I found you on a mutual platform, and you said you were looking for business owners, and which is kind of what I do, but I do it from, you know, YouTube. Like, I let people come on my platform and interview, and I don't have a competitive spirit, because I'm looking at, I don't, you know, I don't care if you're in the same consultant industry as I am. I'm looking to hear what you bring to the table, because I'm looking to learn. And you know, and it's voice, it's opportunity, we're given voice. And so what you do is the same thing I do, but I do it in a different way by having people come on my platform and speak. And then I just blast it to everything I know that I'm on. Not to say I'm the best, I'm the kudos, and that I'm all blah, 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 but I do my best to blast it as far as I can with what I have in my wheelhouse. So that was another thing that attracted me to you as well. And I'll be coming out to the ATL. Dimensional Talent Streams will be on 92.3.
Yes, you are.
The
So
date has been
excited.
set for March the 24th.
Yes,
Dimensional Talent Streams is also doing a virtual event, April 22nd to the 24th. It's a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are charging a small fee, but the fee that I'm charging is a fee that you would pay for a one-day event, and I'm doing it for 3 days. And open registration is now, and early bird registration is open now to the 31st of March. The first 25 people that register will be given a prize. I want y'all to know it's not digital. I'm trying to coming with quality and excellence. It's going to be, you know, iPads. It's going to be vacation giveaways for the first 25 people that register for this event. The event is called the Business, Health, and Fitness Expo. It will be me, another speaker, and we are just going to bring it in talk about business, but from a health standpoint, what that really means and how that all relates. And we're going to peel it back a little bit and look at the business owner, the being of a business owner, how to take care of yourself, what that looks like, and all of that, and how that bleeds into business. So that's April 22nd through the 24th. You can go to my email address, vwilliams@dimensionaltalentstreams.com for more information and to register. Dimensional Talent Streams, you can see it right back there on my logo to register. And then the other thing is we have a magazine that came out in December. And so we're going to be bringing that every quarter. So we got our spring one that is already, the content's already been done. I just got to make it look pretty and send it out. So thing. And we've got a lot of things coming down the pike. I'm going to kind of just blast it. I was going to hold it for the conference, but out of the virtual conference, I am going to be opening up a mentorship program for business owners. I want to give them support because I have been honored to have mentors, 5 mentors who are in real estate, who are in cryptocurrency, who have their own multi-businesses, who are 6- and 7-figure earners, 5. Okay. And I can email them, get an email. I can pick up the phone and call them, those kind of mentors, not the mentor who's going to say, I'm going to send you a package, watch it, and there's your mentorship program. No, I'm talking about somebody I can pick up the phone, I can email them, and they're going to respond. I can touch them, I can see them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be given a product and you say, go watch it, and then there's your mentorship program. No, it's deeper than that. And so I have learned through inviting guests onto my platform that people don't have mentors. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to find a good mentor. They, you know, because a lot of people, mentorship, you got to pay $5,000 to have a mentor. You know what I mean? Those type of things. And so I've realized people don't know how to find one, what to ask, how do they know if it's a match? And so I want to be able, what I was blessed with, because I didn't go looking for these people. It was just like, okay, here they, you know, boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, okay. And so I want to be able to bring that. And for, young entrepreneurs, those who are looking, they're still on the fence about entrepreneurship, those are the people that I'm targeting. Business owners who are new, 5 years and less, you are who I want to target. Now, if I get some more senior ones, kudos, come on. I'm not really limited. That's who my eyes are on, because it's that support. And where do I go? Where do I start? I've heard about this, or I've done this already. Now what's next? How can I level up? And because a lot of it is timing issues for a lot of us, it's timing and connections. And so that is going to be coming out as well. And then through that mentorship program, developing a online course as well that will be available, where people can go on my online courses and get them. So that is some of the stuff in the wheelhouse for dimensional talent streams. But I say that to say, for people to get the vision, because for me, like, one of the things that I do is I write. And, I told my mentor, I said, the Lord told me, get on YouTube, and I love YouTube, and blah, 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 blah. I'm going to show you how things spiral. And and he said to me, well, Val, and I said, I'm going to, promote this on da, 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 da. And he said, well, Val, you could just do that on our platform. We've got our podcast. Just do it on our platform. Just, that content you were going to do on YouTube, just, do it for this platform. You have that available. And so that developed into podcasting. YouTube turned into podcasting. Then podcasting turned into my writing, developing, and turned into an ebook, and then turned into an online event, and then turns into a course. And so you see that evolvement, like you had your one business, and it evolved, evolved, evolved. And so at the end of the day, now you are giving people voice to the desire of those folks that weren't being heard, that weren't.
Yeah.
Now they have voice.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us how people can find you, emails, contact information. If you do not have a brick and mortar business, you have a business where, that would fit into a pop-up. How can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Kristen Build a Brand. It's just like Build a Bear, but it's Kristen Build a Brand. On Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in the pop-up shop, it is Cascade Pop-up Shop on Facebook. You can always call me directly. I do like talking to potential clients. The number is 678-531-9752.
Okay. And I will be posting that as well, so people can see that in the description, all of Kristen's information on how to get a hold of her, and Instagram and Facebook, all those handles where you can get a hold of
Yes.
her, talk with her as well, because it's really, and another connection that I had through the platform that I met you on, she has her radio station. And I was just kind of curious and talking about her, because like I said, I had my opportunity for radio and I felt like I missed it, but I know I haven't, but it's
No, you haven't. You just got to get on out there.
yeah, yeah. So anyway, she wanted me to come on her podcast, and I was like, well, I've already got a podcast. What's gonna make you different? I've already got a podcast, and people can get a podcast for free. And I was really giving it to her, because I was like, and I wasn't trying to say I arrived, but I was like, what makes you different? And what she said to me, she says, I'm gonna make sure that your voice is heard. And when she said that, that hit me like right here. And I was like, oh. And then I said, okay, I've looked at some of your information, and you need to put that on as a tagline on your website and everywhere, because that just hit me in the chest that, and that's how she got me, to broaden and go further into podcasting, when she said, I'm gonna let your voice is gonna be heard. And I was like, oh. And so with that being said, what would you want, Kristen, if you could say anything to our audience today? What would you want them to know?
Don't never give up. I found that a lot of women, they give up on their dreams because they have, kids per se. I was once one of them women. Don't give up. You can still follow your dream and make it a business thing. Don't feel like because you're not financially stable, you can't grow a business. That's not true. like you said, Valerie, you can work a job until that business starts paying for itself. Just all in all, just keep going.
Mhm.
Even with or without support. I had no support from family, friends, which is another number one thing people always say when it comes to support. I can't do it because I don't have nobody in my corner. So what?
Mhm.
Keep going live till your live can't go no more. Keep posting your stuff till you can't post. Keep putting flyers until you can't fly no more. Never give up. Keep going. Because
Mhm.
all it takes is one person, one opportunity to change your life, and it's there. You
Right,
just gotta reach for it.
right.
So just never give up.
Yeah, it's so true about that one
Mhm.
opportunity, because that one opportunity just spirals and spirals and spirals, and then you're just looking back like connecting all of the dots. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because
Uh,
I'm doing radio, but I'm also noticing that all of a sudden, eyelash for me too is got 500, 300 views on Facebook, and everything else just starts falling into place. One opportunity is all it takes.
so talk to us about your marketing now, because you also touched on something about marketing now. There's so many avenues for marketing.
Hmm.
And I guess one of the main questions, because I just picked up a magazine that I'm in partnership with, and
Okay.
looking at one of the articles in here, um, and the article said 96 ideas to promote your business online and off for more traffic, leads, and sales. Okay, 96. Okay, now that's paid, unpaid, all different kind of avenues. So with that, people can get overwhelmed. They can kind of get that shiny object syndrome. They can spend a lot of money, waste a lot of money. So how would you weed through all of that? Because there's social media, there's so much. How do you determine which marketing strategy is right for you?
I have one that I've been using since day one. You like to walk, you like to jog, my number one that I always tell people, foot traffic. We don't think about our feet.
Mm.
I made me some flyers, and I went and I made some flyers off Vistaprint. There was like maybe $20 for 100 of them. Vistaprint always got deals.
Yeah.
But I started going to Walmart, Home Depot, daycares, and I wait, of course, you don't want to be awkward. So I always wait till people go in the store, I put a flyer on their car. Everybody at Walmart, I go to Walmart, I park, I get out, I have my tennis shoes on, and then every time, I just start going to the cars that don't have people in them, and I put my flyers on their car. And if someone's sitting in there, I'll ask them like, "Hey, can I give you a flyer?" And people call, they'll inquire. Or I've seen people actually like drive through the parking lot and stop me and ask me questions about my pop-up shop. Like, do you take these type of people? I have a business. I just, you never know. You can't be scared. So I would say the foot traffic. I walk to gas stations from my house. I come out my subdivision. I walk to gas stations. I put flyers out on their counters. I put flyers on windshields. Like I said, it's the foot traffic.
Yes.
Um, you can't always just be on social media, and everything ain't gotta be pricey. Sometimes it's just you that brings the traffic to your brand. And I say just get out and do it.
Right. And
People either gonna say yes, you could put your flyers in here, or no, you can't. But either way, I go to the next building. I
right.
go out in my subdivision. I put flyers on people mailbox that I in there, but like I may tie it on their mailbox and whatnot for my eyelash business. You never know.
Mhm.
And they call. The other
Mhm.
thing outside the box, I
Right.
say, is the marketing.
Yeah, yeah. Amen to that. Good tips, good tips. Well, that is going to wrap it up for us today. Kristen, thank you so much for just
Thank you for having
sharing
me.
your journey, for your transparency, for just what you do to give back to, small businesses. your community and giving them voice and giving them just another leg to get some traction on. So really, really do appreciate and honor you. You know, scripture talks about give honor where honor is due. And so I honor you for what you do. I truly do. I truly do. I saw your hand go up. Did you want to say something else?
I did. I want to say just something really small.
Mm,
Starting off with a business, a lot of people told me no. This
mm,
is getting out there. A lot of people threw my flyers on the floor, business cards, I just don't want, I just really want people to know the importance. If I would have gave up then, I would be nowhere where I'm at now.
yes.
Please do not let other people discourage you from wanting to continue with your brand. That's
Right,
all.
right. Amen. And we're going to leave it on that note. That is a mic drop right there, a Selah, something to ponder. And even if you are a more versed, seasoned entrepreneur, business owner, you know you have your days when you're just like, like you just gotta you hunker down. And so this message is for you just as much, just as well. So thank you, Kristen. Stay on just for a couple of seconds. I'm gonna close us out.
Okay.
Everybody, that's gonna do it for us here at Dimensional Talent Streams. Like, subscribe to my YouTube channel, register for the virtual online conference, April 22nd to the 24th by going to vwilliams at dimensionaltalentstreams.com. Again, I'm Valerie Williams, your host, redirecting you in being fruitful and multiplying. Till next week, everyone. Bye-bye.